Hello, I'm James, and I'm going to demonstrate to you how to properly carve a jack-o'-lantern from a pumpkin. The history of carving jack-o'-lanterns originated in the early 1800s in Ireland, and it came from a folk tale about a man named Stingy Jack. Originally they used large turnips, and they would decorate the turnips or the potatoes because that's what was prevalent in Ireland. And then as the Irish settlers came to America, that wasn't as prevalent, and they started to use pumpkins because there were more pumpkins in America than there were potatoes and turnips. So, in order to properly and safely carve a jack-o'-lantern, you need some utensils. You need a pumpkin. You need an assortment of large knives. I just have a few. You probably get by with just one, but I wasn't sure which ones would be sharp. So, you're going to need a large spoon. But I don't have any because I lost it in the divorce, so I have a little spoon. You're going to need a marker. This is replacing the large metal spoon. A tea candle, a bowl for the guts, and a sturdy table. This is my sturdy kitchen table because my ex-wife took my other one. So, you want to start with the top of the pumpkin. First, you're going to take your large knife and you're going to cut at an angle, and you're going to want to cut the top of the pumpkin. So you're going to cut at an angle, kind of get in there and just start sawing at it. The reason you want to cut at an angle is because when you want to put the lid back on, like a little jack-o'-lantern hat, it'll stay on there. Otherwise, it's going to fall through if you just go straight down. But you want to have it big enough, a big enough cut to where you can take this off and start digging out the guts. That's step 2. So, take your knife, just kind of scrape away this top right here, get the guts out, the seeds. You're going to want to save those seeds for later because you can bake those and they make a really healthy and good snack. You put butter and salt on it and it's just really healthy for you. Not. So you take all the guts out of the inside. That's step 2. So just get in there with your spoon. Like I said, I don't have a metal spoon. It works so much easier because there's some stringy stuff that attaches to the side right here. I don't know if you can see it, but what you want to do is you want to get all that stringy goop out. So kind of get it all like so, as best you can, and then you're going to take your bowl and you're just going to scoop it all into the bowl, and that'll work out well later when you want to bake the seeds. So I'm scooping this. Like I said, baking the pumpkin seeds is a age-old tradition. In my family anyway. We were poor, so we didn't have a lot of money to eat snacks, and so Halloween was a special occasion because then we got tons of candy and lots of pumpkin seeds when we carved the jack-o'-lantern. Okay? So with that, once you got the guts out, just set those seeds and guts to the side, and now you're going to start carving the face of the pumpkin. But before you carve the face of the pumpkin, you're going to need to draw the pumpkin face so you know what you're doing. A typical jack-o'-lantern, the classic jack-o'-lantern, is just a little triangle, eyes, and then a little smile right there. And that's going to be the easiest thing for you to cut right there. Otherwise, if you get complicated, you're going to be sitting here for hours cutting a pumpkin. So take your knife, one that you think is sharp. I don't know if this one's going to do it. Yeah, it is. And you just want to get in there, cut out the triangle as best you can without cutting yourself. Like I said, you want to safely do this, and then pop the eye out. Boom. Just like that. And then you take the next eye and you cut out the triangle like that. Oh, this is not a good knife to be doing. This is flimsy. Pop the eye out. So now you've got 2 eyes. Easy as that. And for the mouth, I'm going to use a different knife, one that's a little sturdier. And I'm going to just dig in there, start cutting along that line right there. And I'm cutting. Try to get, if you use permanent marker, you want to at least go around to get that mouth out, so that way you don't see the permanent marker lines. A little bit of guts coming out there. Kind of shove those babies back in there. And what you've got now is your jack-o'-lantern. Although I got the small knife, I'm going to show you a little trick here, because see how he's got kind of a lot of meat right there, and so the light's not going to shine through when you put the tea candle in. Just take your knife, kind of carve his mouth out a little bit more right there, get some of that meat out. That'll open up his mouth, and he's really going to have a big smile on his face. Then you're going to take your tea candle, set that in here, take a match, light the tea candle, like so. Put the hat back on the jack-o'-lantern, and boom, you've got yourself a jack-o'-lantern. So in conclusion, the history of the jack-o'-lantern that goes back into the Irish folklore of Stingy Jack is now in America, thanks to the immigrants who brought it here.